In a quiet village, nestled among green fields, lived an old couple, Hameed and Sakeena. Their world revolved around their only son, Faizan. They showered him with a love that knew no bounds. Hameed, a hard-working farmer, would toil in the fields from sunrise to sunset. His hands callous but his heart full, all for his son's future. Sakeena, a mother in every sense of the word, would often go hungry herself, making sure Faizan never missed a meal. Her love was a silent sacrifice, a warm plate of food, a mended shirt, a prayer whispered in the dead of night. They poured their everything into raising him, dreaming of the day he would stand on his own 2 feet. Years flew by like seasons changing. Faizan grew up, became a man, and married a woman named Mina. With her arrival, a subtle shift began to ripple through their once harmonious home. Mina found the presence of her in-laws cumbersome. She didn't appreciate sharing her space, her husband, her new life with them. The seeds of discord she planted in Faizan's mind began to sprout. One evening, under the cloak of darkness, Mina's words coiled around Faizan's heart. "Faizan," she said softly, her voice deceptively sweet, "we can't continue like this forever. Your parents are getting old. They deserve their own space, their own peace." Her logic was twisted, but Faizan, blinded by his infatuation and a desire for a modern, uncluttered life, failed to see the manipulation. He saw it as a practical solution, a way to give everyone what they wanted. He agreed. Soon, a small, detached room was built at the edge of their property, just outside the main house. It was a sterile box, a stark contrast to the warm home they had built with their own hands. Hameed and Sakeena moved in without a word of complaint. Their love for Faizan was so profound that his happiness was their only priority. If this is what made him happy, then they would endure it. They were content simply seeing him smile, even if it was from a distance. But distance has a way of growing. At first, the separation was just physical. But soon, the emotional chasm widened. The daily visits from their son became weekly, then monthly, then they stopped altogether. The lively conversations that once filled their days faded into a deafening silence. Even the food, once brought with care, started arriving sporadically, often cold and late. They were being erased from their own son's life, one missed meal, one unanswered call at a time. The harshness of their new reality took its toll on Hameed. The cold and neglect chipped away at his health. He grew weak, his strong farmer's body failing him. One frigid night, as the wind howled outside their small room, Hameed passed away. He died quietly, his hand clutching Sakeena's, his last breath a whispered plea for the son who had forgotten them. "Take care of Faizan," he murmured, "even if he forgets us." His love was unconditional, even in death. After the funeral, a somber affair attended by villagers who shook their heads in pity, Mina's coldness reached a new low. There was no room for grief, no time for comfort. "We can't afford to keep your mother here anymore," she stated flatly to Faizan, her voice devoid of any empathy. "It's time she moves to the old age home." For Sakeena, each word was a hammer blow to her already shattered heart. The house where she had raised her son, where her laughter once echoed in the halls, where she had shared a lifetime of love with her husband, was no longer her home. It had become a hollow shell, filled with ghosts of a happier time. She packed her meager belongings, her hands trembling as she clutched her husband's old tasbih beads and a small worn Quran, the only treasures she had left. She left quietly, a silent shadow slipping away from the life she had built. At the old age home, surrounded by strangers and the ghosts of other forgotten parents, Sakeena found solace only in prayer. Every single day, she would spread her prayer mat, her face turned towards Makkah, and her words would rise to the heavens. She never prayed for her own comfort, but for her son. "Ya Allah," she would weep, "forgive my child. He is ignorant. He knows not what he does." Her mother's heart, despite being broken, still beat with love for him. Months passed. Then the news reached Faizan. His mother had passed away, alone. A wave of ice-cold dread washed over him. He rushed to the old age home, his heart pounding with the guilt he could no longer suppress. He found her lying peacefully, covered with a simple white sheet. Beside her, the Quran was open, and a small folded note rested upon it. With trembling hands, Faizan unfolded the note. Her familiar handwriting, now shaky, filled the page. "My son," it read, "I have forgiven you. I pray that Allah never makes you feel the pain that I have felt." The words pierced his soul. The dam of his denial finally broke, and tears of regret, hot and bitter, streamed down his face. He sank to his knees, the weight of his actions crushing him. He finally understood. He hadn't just lost his parents to death, he had lost them long ago to his own selfish neglect. Time, the relentless river, flowed on. Faizan grew old, his hair turned gray, his back bent with the weight of years and unspoken sorrow. The cycle of life, he would soon learn, has a cruel and perfect symmetry. One day, his own son, the center of his world, approached him. "Abba," his son said, with the same detached practicality Faizan had once used, "you should move to the old age home. It will be better for you there." In that moment, the past, present, and future collided. The faces of his own parents, Hameed and Sakeena, flashed before his eyes, their loving smiles, their sacrifices, their lonely end. The pain he had inflicted upon them returned to him 1,000-fold. As his son walked away, Faizan looked up towards the heavens, his voice a broken whisper. "Ya Allah. This is my makafat-e-amal. This is the consequence of my own deeds." The story leaves us with a profound and timeless lesson. As the Holy Quran reminds us in Surah Al-Isra, "And lower to them the wing of humility out of mercy and say, 'My Lord, have mercy upon them as they brought me up when I was small.'" Our parents are our gateway to paradise. Their prayers can build our lives into palaces, but their silent tears of pain can wash it all away. So I ask you, if your parents are still with you, don't wait. Pick up the phone today, visit them. Sit with them. Ask for their du'as, their prayers. That single prayer is worth more than all the treasures this world has to offer.